we are together again. Another episode of All Up Inside the Bag. That's the extended remix edition of the title. He's Ian Page. I am Jason Jackson. Ian, both of us have other things to do, so let's get to it.
Let's
We
go.
ain't messing around. Tee it off right now. If you don't know the program already, there's other episodes. We got the playlist together. You can watch everything, understand what we're doing here on In the Bag, and
Exactly.
as we get to it. First, just some results from Sunday. A final round 66 from Scottie Scheffler. His 20th PGA Tour win. Only 60 more to go, and he'll be around like Tiger and Snead and all that. But congratulations to him starting off 2026 right.
Yeah, it's too bad that nobody saw it because it was AFC and NFC championship game, and he had a big lead. So that's the only downside of those kind of dominant performances outside of Tiger, who had that sort of vibe. I mean, it's a field that's like, whatever. And if there weren't some good games on, I don't even know. But he pulls away. That's going to be the only sort of challenge that they're going to have with him winning all these tournaments. If they're not majors or big time events, you flip it on.
Fatigue.
Yeah, well, you just flip it on and go, he's got a 5-shot lead, so there's no drama. It's over. And you're like, yeah. But anyway, good for him. 20 wins is a huge
Massive
milestone. I mean, it's hard to get to 20 wins today, so good for him.
Hall of Fame already. There should be instant.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's
three wins get you Hall of Fame. He's had several majors, 20 wins. He's all good,
For all the NBA fans upset about the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and
Exactly.
who gets in and who doesn't, relax. Look at the list of the World Golf Hall of Fame. Champions Tour. How about Stuart Sink? A little 3-stroke win over Angel Carreba, and gets himself a victory at the Mitsubishi Electric Classic. And on the DP World Tour at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic, our buddy, Patrick Reed. He's the winner. He's going to come up a little bit later here in tee off, but a winner by 4. Final round of his 4th DP World Tour win was pretty clean. Pretty clean. Made his nice little run right there. Got himself a 4-stroke victory. Matter of fact, let's just get to him right now in our headlines. He's right at the top. Patrick Reed deal not done with Liv. He's being a little coy here.
Yeah,
saying he didn't talk. He hasn't talked to his team yet. It's not a finalized deal yet. After picking up his 12th worldwide victory on Sunday, as we just noted, Patrick Reed sits around as like this free agent. I don't know how free it is. The whole point is not to be free, right?
Nobody cares. Okay, nobody cares, and it's all bullshit. The deal is going to get done. He ain't going anywhere, so stop it. Because if he wasn't going to sign and stay there, he'd have taken the road back to the PGA Tour. And if so he's just, I don't know what he's doing, and I don't really care. So he's going to be on Live. It's no big deal. I don't know what the story is. No one really cares. So
he says good golf takes care of itself, right?
Yeah.
Quote, if I end up not playing on Live this year, obviously it would be one of the things that I would be out here playing more on this tour. I'm talking about I'm assuming the World Tour, trying to secure one of those spots in the top 10 and allow myself to get back on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I think as Wyndham Clark said it best. If I knew that I could have gone to Live, made a boatload of money, and come back, I think everyone would have done it. Yeah. So we're kind of in this limbo now. I think Reed would qualify for the road back because he's won a major, whatever. So if he'd have done it, he would have done it. So he's not. He'll be with Live, and that's fine. And I think that's sort of the caveat for those guys who could have come back is that if they'd have known, who wouldn't have done
Don't get that money, come on back.
Exactly. Who wouldn't have done
I didn't realize, IP, from your Nobody Cares file right here, he hasn't played on tour in a non-major event since the Memorial in 2022. Haven't missed him.
And exactly. No one cares. No one knows. I mean, so and he's got a boatload of money and he's all good, so he doesn't care, All
right, next kid. How about this kid, Benny Blades? One shot off at one point at the American Express, kid out of Nashville, Tennessee, 18 years old. He finished with 3 straight birdies. I believe that was Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
But it got a little heavy on Sunday, IP. I know you weren't locked in, but you always got an eyeball on this stuff. This man
Yeah, well,
was playing his seventh consecutive round, by the way, after arriving from
right.
Corn Ferry. So fatigue might have set in after coming from the Bahamas.
Well, he's 18, so he ain't tired. But I mean, look,
Mentally, maybe.
the kid was. I mean, he can play. He's had pedigree for several years. Right. He's
Sure.
not one of these. He's not what's her name, Trump. Okay, the granddaughter, Kai
Kai
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah, who
Yes.
has no game and can't play. This kid can play. He made a cut
Oh,
at 15, I think, at Myrtle Beach. He's made another one. Done well in the USAM. The kid can play. So he did well Saturday, which was, that's always moving day. And then yesterday he didn't play bad. It's just that, at that tournament, as everyone who knows, it's a birdie fest. You got to shoot 7, 8 under every round or you're losing
yeah.
ground. I think he was 2 over, which is not bad being 18, playing with Scottie Scheffler and Siwoo Kim, as an 18-year-old. But 2 over is not going to get it done because there are 63, 64s, and just you're not going to win. But the fact that he was in contention to win, and I think he knows now that, wow, I can compete with these guys. That's a big, big deal. So the kid's got major game. He always has. And I would have loved for him to have actually been in contention Sunday because then a lot more people would have watched. It would have been a
Yeah.
storyline. Again, with the football on, it's just you got to have a big storyline. And unfortunately, but again, he's someone who we'll be hearing from for a while because he's got major
Remember the
game.
name, right? Yeah. Blades
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah,
He tied for 17th in the Bahamas on the Corn Ferry Tour.
yeah.
That ended on Wednesday. Got on a private jet to reach
Yes, he did.
California. So he's doing well with the sponsorships. He's been
Yeah.
he's
Well,
he's doing
I
all
think
right.
somebody gave him a ride. He said it was cool. I
Oh, he
forget
hopped on.
who he
Okay.
said. Yeah, because they're like, this is a cool kid, and he seems to handle it all very well. And he's doing rock paper scissors shoe with some kid in the fan. I mean, so
Love it.
he's handling, and he's done some YouTube golf. He's been on with some of these YouTubers, so he's
Okay. He
all
knows
over
what he's doing.
everything, and good for him. Because it's a tough game and a tough life, and he's one of the few that if you could say he's a can't miss kid, he may be one that is can't miss.
Next headline: Oberg sick of West Coast swing. Second year in a row, my man's gotten under the weather. The two-time Ryder Cup player had to withdraw on Saturday from the American Express due to illness. He was the fourth player to withdraw, by the way, but this is actually
Yeah,
illness.
wow.
That man was 7 under, okay, when he withdrew. But the crazy part of this, it was about this time a year ago that Oberg had an illness that caused him to lose 10 pounds. He was in contention at Torrey Pines. He stuck it out, went 74-79. That's not good. Uh,
Right, but he was a little bit, but
yeah,
yeah,
he was out of the way. He had to withdraw that next week and then return to Torrey Pines for the Genesis Invitational
yeah,
because they had to move from Riviera because of those fires.
right.
And then he won. So maybe his vibe is I gotta get a little bug in my system, get
I mean, yeah,
myself together,
right.
and then
Never,
get going.
yeah, you never know with these guys because they're independent contractors, so they can
Right.
they can withdraw. But I think he was sick. Guy can play. He's got a great swing, and he's won. If he didn't rinse it, whatever it was, a year or two at the Masters on the 11th hole, I
Right.
think he might have won. The Masters, probably learned something, but yeah, it happens, and I think the West Coast swing, as we've talked about, enjoy it because this may be the last year you see it.
Come on, man.
I mean,
Yeah, Tiger and the crew trying to figure
just
out a better schedule. You got to tighten it
exactly.
up.
So you
Tighten
don't
it up.
go up against football like this. This
Right.
just you can't win.
IP, you're an excellent producer, my man, because you take me right to the Florida swing, which may be the beginning of the
Exactly.
PGA Tour starting next year. But that's when Justin Thomas, number 9 in the world, may start things off. He mentioned on Thursday, he's got a back, by the way. Okay. We got to keep an eye on the back.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had
because it's
back
always a
surgery.
back.
Yeah. And so he's trying to target a return when the Florida swing happens here, where I resonate from. North of me, by the way, but a return. We'll get to that down the road to South Florida for the crew. Here's what he said: "Quote, looking to come back competitively at some point during the Florida swing. I know how important it is to get this injury behind me, so that I'm only looking forward over the course of this season. But 10 weeks post-op." Posting up that he's feeling good and recovery is going well. Be
Yeah.
careful with that back, baby.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know how I feel about statements and all that other bullshit.
Yes,
So
I do.
when you come out, let's see what you shoot. All that anyone cares is going to be what you shoot and how's the back. But yeah, keep an eye with the back. But we'll see what you shoot. That's all that matters when you come back. So I don't care how you feel now hitting balls and practicing. It's going to be how you play. And by the way, you see this thing? I guess I never noticed that. I have this, when I move around, I mean, for those that
Oh, the
aren't
camera traction.
on
Oh yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
yeah, like I guess it's called center stage camera or something that just follows
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So many choices for the folks enjoying In the Bag on YouTube. The camera
Yeah,
follows us around. There's portrait, there's studio light, there's
yeah,
reactions when we do not want.
right.
You can control the background, desk view.
Crazy.
We can
Yeah.
we can change the mic mode. It's out of control.
Right. Anytime
As
I move,
as
it's yeah.
Matt and Bryce right now are back of house going, don't touch anything. Just don't touch anything. Next headline:
Ow.
Michael Lasasso. Now that might be a name some people have heard if they're the golf heads, but he's going to live even though he's eligible for the Masters, which is going to jack
Yeah,
up his eligibility. He's the reigning NCAA men's golf champion. And I was trying to find how much money it was IP to make
yeah.
this call. I haven't been able to dig it out. I don't know if you've seen it, but
Yeah, they
he's going
never
to be on Phil
disclose,
Mickelson's
but
squad there,
yeah.
whatever they call it, the High Flyers with HY Flyers GC.
Mhm.
Man, oh man, this old Miss Star, apparently one of golf's promising young talents, and he wants a bag of money first.
Yeah, well, he's got it.
Yeah.
So he got it. And the Masters for these kids, I think nowadays is overrated. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
That's right, because he loses his amateur status. That's what.
yeah,
So now he's got to
and
earn his way over
regardless,
there.
so whether he gets to play the Masters or not, I think as we're getting to this day and age, I think for these kids
Oh,
who
that's
have
sad.
YouTube, who have things, they ain't that, you know, overwhelmed with Magnolia Lane. It's like to them, it's like, yeah, it's a golf course and it's all stuck in tradition, and I don't really care. You know what I mean? So, uh, but they care about money. So I think that's another thing. And I think when we get to the point now where we talked about it with Eves and all this stuff, there's nothing now that you can't see at the Masters. We got mornings at the Masters. We've got on the range at the Masters. We've got front nine, second nine on Sunday with Amazon ESPN. So there ain't nothing that's secret anymore. So now it's kind of like, okay, I see people POV driving down Magnolia Lane. So you know what? I'm gonna take a bag of money and go to live. And if I get back there, fine. But otherwise, it's a golf course. I'm just saying, not me, but that's him.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I don't know if he was going to be a guy that we remember as an
Right.
all-time player.
Probably
There's no way
not.
to know until he starts playing.
Yeah,
But you
probably.
definitely are not. That's not going to happen on live. Granted, you
Done.
give me a bag, right? You
Yeah,
get
exactly.
100 bags, by the way. Maybe you just make your own legacy, I guess. But
Yeah, again,
the how this game will measure your greatness as a player will not change.
yeah, and he won't
That's not
ever be,
changing.
he would never have been in that field anyway. No one would have known who he was. Now he's got a bag, and guess what? He can go play Augusta with a member. So, he's good.
Or maybe he'll join. Maybe
That's what I'm saying, right?
maybe just join
He'll
himself.
have the money.
It.
You know?
Last headline drove you nuts because you didn't like the headline. This whole story about Grant Horvat. Now he's one of these guys that you knew kind of off in the periphery because you pay
Yeah.
attention a little bit to
Well,
these cats,
yeah,
right?
he's a big YouTuber. He's probably the
Right.
biggest YouTuber.
There you go.
Yeah, and a good kid, from what I,
But he was going to play on tour back over the summer,
yeah,
decided not to because they weren't going to let him do his thing, right? They were going to let him
exactly. Right. He had
film
gotten a
and do all the
sponsor's
stuff.
exemption to the Barracuda, which is an
Right.
opposite field event. So they need exposure and all that. So they had offered him an exemption. Hey, you can play.
Sure.
He kind of went back and forth for months. I knew he was not going to play because even with the Stableford scoring system, which no one understands, he was going to be last. So that kind
I
of takes the sheen off of your, this aura that he has, as a great YouTube golfer, which he is. He
understand.
played Division II golf, but he's probably, he does not have elite ball speed, probably in the low 160s and whatever. So he's doing very well. Used to be with Good, and he left on his
Got you.
own,
That was his
whatever.
connection. He blew up from there on his
Yeah,
own.
exactly. And you
But
know
what
what?
was the big to do this week, though? So he wasn't going to do it, and
Well,
then this week he did it.
he
But this was a
announced,
pro-am, right? He
yeah.
wasn't
Well, the
actually in the
Amex
field.
is like Pebble Beach. It's a pro-am.
Right.
It's 5.5,
Right.
6 hour rounds. You got amateurs playing. So he's in that field. He plays in a lot of pro-ams, as a lot of these YouTubers do, because again, pro-ams are where you want to make money, you want to have engagement and bring attention to the sport. So he had posted something, I guess, like, yo, I'm going to be in the Amex. And didn't really say he was going to be in the pro-am part. And again, that's the world we live in today. All these
Just a little
misleading
misleading, sure.
posts. And then, of course, the sheep, just like all the people thought we were getting a foot of snow, start going, oh, he's playing the Amex. No, no, he's not. And he's just playing the pro-am part. And, so which he did. And that's
So it wasn't
fine.
like he was coming off his, hey, I need to be able to do my thing.
Right, right. And the thing is, he knew that. He knew that, that the tour would not let him film because the
Right.
tour owns everyone's rights. That's why Bryson has his own YouTube channel because he's not on the tour. That's why Phil and Tiger have always been at odds with the tour because the tour owns all of your media likeness, all your stuff. So you can't film. So he knew he wasn't going to be able to film when he was at the Barracuda. So he waited till the last minute, which was smart. Again, more engagement, more eyeballs for his YouTube channel to say, well, I'm not going to play because they're not going to let me film. That was not breaking news. They weren't going to let you film from day one. So, it's not going to change. So anyway, it was probably better for him because he got more engagement. And then again, I think it kind of takes the sheen off of when you go out and shoot 80 something, people are like, oh, you ain't that good.
Yeah.
You're good for YouTube, but if you were good enough for the tour, you'd be on tour.
Come on, Doug.
I'm just
As I
saying.
tell everybody that gets all upset on a golf course,
Exactly.
baby, relax. You don't play on Sunday.
You don't. So
You
just,
don't play on Sunday on
all
tee.
right.
Now you might get a tee time at the Biltmore, but you ain't playing
Exactly.
on Sunday
I mean, the
on
road
tour.
from I try to tell people the road from scratch to
Mhm.
PGA Tour is unattainable. It's not attainable,
Yeah, yeah,
and I don't want to hear anybody tell me different.
yeah.
So it's not possible. And
Ian
he's
Page,
smart.
get off the tee. Get off the tee with your impossibilities. Get off the tee.
I already hit.
Time now for our deep drive. And I didn't give you a heads up on this one because I just want you all riled up here on this one. Want to get inside kind of the inner workings of the hypocrisy of Team Europe. A couple members from the Ryder Cup team got Rory all fired up, and he's on the microphone saying, hey, John Rahm, Terrell Hatton, you got to pay these fines, which they were able to circumvent. Now we're going to go a little deep in the weeds for a second, and then we'll come
And
back out. The bottom line is that Rahm and Hatton were obviously in position to have some dealings with the World Tour because they've played live, and there were some sanctions, and there was an injunction so that they were allowed to play on Team Europe. But there's still some money to be paid, right? There's still some things to get done, or these guys aren't going to play in 27, which is in Ireland. It's the 100th year anniversary of Ryder Cup, and so you got this Englishman and the Spaniard who are dancing around, still making that money on live, and trying to push off the World Tour. And Rory, who I give him credit for just being honest, man, he said we went really hard on the Americans about being paid to play the Ryder Cup. And we also said that we would pay to play in the Ryder Cup. Here's two guys that can prove it. I'm not sure if they're going to do that, IP, but that's our
you
deep
know,
drive this week.
yeah, exactly. I don't either. And again, you know what I'm going to say.
Nobody cares.
Exactly. No one cares. No one
Yeah.
knows. They'll either pay the fines or they won't. My guess is they'll probably pay if they're actually pressed before they have to play because it's a bigger deal for the Europeans and they're going to want to play. But you know what? And they both of them got plenty of money. But again, we're what, a year and a half out from this thing? Nobody knows where it is. Nobody cares. You could interview 10 people to one. They would have no idea. The first 10 people on the tee. What? I don't know. So, the issue is it's just and a story that we can go since we have 24/7 websites and clicks and everything else. Let's have another story. Let's click, click, click. So I don't really care if they pay the fine. They play great. If they don't play, I don't really care. You know what I mean?
But IP, this does lend to the unrealistic expectation that there's going to be unification in golf.
Oh, there's not going to be
I'm
any.
done worrying about this.
There's not going to be right. There's not going to be any reunification. People need to understand that, okay? Because it would have happened by now, And you've got a tour and live that has unlimited resources. So they're not going anywhere, and now the tour has been able to sort of weather the storm. So, and then you had these three guys who could have come back and they didn't. So we're nowhere near reunification. So get over that.
Keep talking, Roy. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you, man.
exactly. And I mean, and they hung her right at the dry a couple of years ago, and I get it, and I feel for them. But yeah, this whole thing about you're in the four majors, you're going to see the best players and maybe one or two other events, and that's basically it. And you'll have to get over that. It's now sad for golf, but that's where we are. So
Dry your eye
yeah,
when it comes to that.
exactly. Watch
Here comes
another
your brother
game,
with the
watch another sport, whatever. But when April comes and the Masters comes and the PGA and the Open, then you're going to see these great players, and you're going to see a big time leaderboard. But these other events, you're just not going to get all the best players. It is sad, but that's what happens when something gets disrupted. If Jay Monahan had taken the call, all right, and handled this way better, it would be a different story now. But he fumbled the bag, fumbled everything. Don't know why it took them so long to get him out of there. This all would have been a different story, but it isn't. So thanks, Jay.
Let's get on the range. We got a range session. Scheffler
Okay.
has our attention with some equipment we want to talk about. And you know full well, IP, I think I brought it up in our previous episode that right now I'm fantasizing about having a new driver. And you know I'm in the TaylorMade family, me and Scottie and so many others playing the trusty TaylorMade drivers. He was rocking the QI4D driver, which is beautiful. I mean, if you just take a low angle and hopefully we got a shot of this for Matty's shoes to put on the YouTube edition. That thing is, as it is sometimes in golf equipment, sexual. All right. But he said, and Scheffler's like, listen, beautiful club. I'm here to help. I think he had that out in December at the Hero
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Challenge, but he said, no, I'm going back to the QI10, baby. I put that in my buddy Dave Dyer's bag not too long ago, and he absolutely loves it, although he hits it off the side of the earth. But
It's,
that's perfectly fine. He's an amateur
right.
that's very busy, right?
It's
And he's
his
moving around trying to
it's his
play, just
fault,
knock
not
it
the
down.
club's fault.
Exactly. The club has no issue with that. What's the broader message when the number one player in the world says, you know what, I'm going in the garage and I'm going to go get that other thing
He's
because I
going,
need to be able to trust this cut.
yeah, well, he's going back two generations now
Right.
because last year was the QI 35. So he's going back
Oof.
2 years.
Yeah.
And I think again, you have to look at, I'm kind of a gear nerd. So if you look at Justin Rose, his driver is the TaylorMade M6. I think he's got a 3-wood, is the
Ooh.
M5. Brooks still plays the M2 3-wood. That's, I don't even know,
Yeah.
12 years old. And again, like, people won't listen to me.
We're listening, IP.
Listen to me.
Mhm.
The COR, okay, which is the coefficient of restitution, so how far that ball can jump off the face, has been regulated and limited since I think 2007. So every new driver that comes out, as long as you center it, and these guys pretty much center it, it's not going any further. It cannot. What will change is if you hit it toe side or heel side or higher or lower. They're doing things amazingly that will allow you to retain ball speed on your miss hits can almost be as good as your center hits. So for Scheffler, these guys, Brooks, Justin Rose, the newest equipment does, and if it works for them, great. But they don't need
Is
forgiveness.
it mental? Is that what it is then?
No, I
Because
think I think it's again when you find something that works. Now that we're in this market, why wouldn't you stay with it? Now you or I may vary around the face a little bit, but Scheffler does not, nor does Roar. These guys nail it in the center of the face. So if the QI 10 from 2 years ago works, and you center it, you're not going to get any difference from the QI D4. You're just not. And so maybe he feels better with that. Maybe it is a mental thing. But now for other people, for amateurs, I'm sure the QI D4 this year's model is more forgiving on off center hits than is the QI 10. So for the masses, hey, great. Just like the M15 that we threw up a few weeks ago. That thing is an unbelievable iron. There's now been some testing that the standard deviation on dispersion from good golfers on 5 hits all over the face is the exact same.
Hmm.
It goes 170. I mean, you're talking about hitting it
I'm gonna
low
use
off
some
the
of
top.
that.
It's still carrying 170. It's
Right.
it's like a game improvement shovel was, but it's a beautiful looking blade. That's how far we've come. So, but anyway, so yeah, I think for those guys, but if you look at some of these guys, they have 10-year-old drivers, and they still bomb at 350. So it doesn't matter. They
The
center it.
crazy thing here, though, IP, is that his data says he hits the QI4D better than the QI10, which is he's putting back in play. So that has to just be a comfort thing, right? I mean,
Wow. Well,
mercy.
yeah, I didn't see the numbers, and maybe is it
Fairways
six?
hit. That's the
Okay,
thing. Which
yeah. And again,
you're
here's what
down.
I'm going to
Yeah,
say.
you're just like F the fairway.
Fairways are
Dang
overrated.
it.
They're
Right.
overrated. You know what I mean?
Here,
Unless
I
you're
knew it was
blocked
coming.
from a tree, I don't care. Especially those
Yeah.
guys. 350 in the rough is a whole lot better than 280 in the fairway. So, yeah, I just think for those guys, it doesn't matter. Center phase hits don't matter. They can still move it, and that's it. But for amateurs, for most people, yes, the off center hits now, it's incredible. It's almost unfair. I mean, it's that M15 and a lot of these other clubs now, you can hit it high, low, heel, toe, and you're not going to lose a lot of distance. And that's amazing.
All right, off the range, your godson, Jordan Jackson, right now is probably all upset because the show's almost over. He knows we're going to the 19th hole. IP's busy. Pops is busy. We got to run, Jordan. I'm sorry, buddy.
Physical therapy.
Exactly. Same here. We're both going to PT.
My shoulder.
Because we're older. We're older. That's it. First topic. We got a little off topic with one of our threads when Billy Pito of Madison Square Garden Television jumped in and told us that Kirk Cousins is going to be the next great analyst because of one hit in the studio. Now, we both, well, actually all of us, Michael Kim, Billy, you and me, we watched him in, was it Quarterback? Is that where we saw him?
Quarterback on Netflix. He was on there twice, 2 seasons.
He's enjoyable, he's articulate, he knows what he's talking about. He's a quarterback, so that helps with analysis. But it made me think, Ian Page, among the folks that are out there playing right now, and I know you don't care, but this is for the people. Who would be a good lead analyst among the folks that don't do that job now?
I would tell you who'd be the great and the best ever.
In golf.
Yep. At best of all time, and people are not going to like it.
Lefty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He would be the best, no, hands down, not even close. He did a couple cameos with CBS few years ago. He was unbelievable. And he's really, if you look at some of his YouTube videos where he talks about chipping and stuff, he's phenomenal. But now everyone hates him because he's on Live, and now he just, tweets and good for him, tells everyone to kiss his ass. But he is incredible because he tells you why something's going to happen, why this guy's lie is tricky, what could happen before he does it. I forget what it was when he did it and he was joking with Nance. Nance didn't even get the joke. I mean, he was unbelievable.
He was fantastic.
He was
Anybody that thought that little Romo spurt at the beginning there was this would blow your mind away with Phil Mickelson
it really
as a lead analyst. Yeah,
he is. He's got the whole package. Now he's never going to do it now because he's
doesn't have to.
He's sort of burned all these bridges, but he would be the best, hands down, not even close.
Next topic here on 19th hole. I love it most because we have music in the background, but here we go. Good putting green preparation. Do you need a putting green that matches the speed of the course and or the undulation of the course? What's most important when you're warming up? Because I love at Biltmore, we have the undulation and the speed. So you're not just sitting on this flat thing that doesn't match even the grass, or I can't stand that. You get no feel.
Exactly. Yeah, you need the speed for sure. I'm not so sure if undulation matters as much, just because speed is more important than line. So if you don't have the speed right, the undulation, it doesn't matter, And again, no one listens to me, but the stats bear it out. You need to work on short putts. Short putts are the ones that matter, inside 8 feet.
Absolutely.
I don't need you putting from 20, 25 feet for an hour. In fact, you should never, because the tour only makes 9% of those. So you're not going to make any more by putting more 20 footers. What you need to do is practice 3 to 8 footers in some kind of drill, and then you need to go to 30 to 40 feet and practice lag putting. That's all you need to do. You're wasting your time putting 20 footers.
Listen to him. Next topic, playing in the rain. I won't do it.
No,
I won't do it, IP. I will shut it down.
Yeah,
I am done. I don't want any wet gear, nothing. Your thoughts about playing in the rain, not in competitive dynamics.
Yeah, you know me. I'm not playing in the rain. That's why people say, well, I got this club and I got these shoes and these rain gear. It's great. I'm like, great, good for you. I won't be playing with you. I'm not worried about that, because you're right. I'm not playing in the rain. I'm not going out when it's raining. And if I'm out there and a storm hits, I'm out. I'm not playing in the rain. I don't need all that, So no, wet, muddy gear. No, I don't need that. Plus,
last topic on the 19th hole. We have to go to the PGA of America merchandise show. I say we're going next year. Let's just do it. We're going to meet there.
Yeah, it's been.
Have a whole.
I used to go every year. It's been a long time since I've been there, but.
So as a golfer, a fan of golf, you call yourself a nerd. I just think that you just are sound as it pertains to equipment and merch and whatnot. I praise thee for that. But that's a sojourn, right? Like if you love this game, you got to get there once.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's really just.
It just concluded. Right?
It's a candy store, right? It's just you go down there, you've got all the manufacturers there. Plus, you got all these people who are in the golf space with these, one-off products that you just walk up and down the aisles and just see all this stuff, and you can hit clubs and you can see what's up. And you see a lot of people who are in the industry. Everyone's there, so you just bump into people. And it's nothing but golf people for 3 days walking through that convention center in Orlando. So it's definitely something you should do once in your life. If you're into golf. I mean, if you're not, it ain't going to be any fun. But if you are, it's incredible.
No, if you like exposés and you like
Right.
big old conventions, and some people just dig the mess of humanity.
Exactly.
Just running around
And I
making
don't think,
content. They have no idea what they're doing.
and I don't think if you haven't been there, you don't understand. And I haven't been in, God, it's probably 10 years. That you won't understand how massive and colossal it is. I mean, it is. It'll take you 2 or 3 days, and you'll still miss half of it. I mean, because you're just going up and down these aisles. There's people all over the place.
I heard people were leaving after the first day. I'm like, they didn't get anything in.
Yeah, it's tough.
They just want to. That was see and be seen on the first day. That's all that was.
Right. Then they have a demo day now where you go to Orange County National and you hit all these. It's crazy,
Oh my Lord.
So you need to spend 3 or 4 days down there, and you still won't see anywhere close to anything, everything. I mean, but.
Ian Page, before we go, Jack's Fan Foundation's chief initiative, it's called Get There, a full cost of attendance bridge. The focus is on identifying elite scholars and making sure they get to the university of their dreams. We provide a 4-year transportation scholarship, which covers airfare, baggage fees, and ground transportation. The scholars did and do all the work. Jack's Fan Foundation make sure they get there. For more information, log on to jacksfanfoundation.com. IP, the tour, Farmers at Torrey Pines. You claimed last week very overrated, highly overrated, somewhat overrated.
Very overrated. It's just overrated. It's got some good holes, but it's just because it's on the ocean. It's overrated. I played it twice. Champ. It's overrated. That's all. It's good course.
Harris English was the defending champ there. LPG finally here. By the way, the ladies have arrived. The Hilton
Nobody
Grand
cares.
Vacations Tournament of Champions. Stop it.
Nobody cares.
The old guys have some time off. We'll see them in mid-February.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Where are we now on the world tour? We're going to Bahrain now. Go to Bahrain.
Nobody cares. I mean,
that's it. Oh, it's his response to most things, ladies and gentlemen. We got to run. We both got to go get some physical therapy now.
My shoulders. They tried to
just
cancel this because they thought we were getting a foot of snow. I told them we weren't, but they didn't listen like everyone else. They saw the sheep.
Well, listen, the original, the mother Jackson got a ton of snow in Ohio. Jeff Jackson got a bunch in Southwest Ohio. I'm assuming Justin, who the oldest child, who lives just north of you about an hour.
Right.
Did he get a little bit more than you then?
He probably got some because he's more on the shore. I don't know what the totals were. I mean, we got 5 inches where I am. They said we were getting 12 to 18, which I knew we weren't. But and some places around us maybe got 8, 9 inches, but nowhere near the 2 feet that they initially said, which I told people, have we ever gotten 2 feet? We're not capable of getting that. So first of all, stop and listen. And then I go to the store and everyone's over there buying. I'm like, you people do not have refrigerators at home? You got enough food at home to last you for 6 months. What are you racing?
Bryce has already stared the music. We got to go now.
Good. Let's get me out of here. I'll just keep going with this.
I got to go to an appointment.
I got to get my shoulder fixed.
For our audio producer, Bryce Kelman, our video producer,
oh my God.
Matty Shoes, our show coordinator, Antoinette Andrews. He's Ian Page. I'm Jason Jackson. Thanks for getting in the bag, and always remember, play fast. All right, play fast. You got to be good, but you got to play
bad fast.
That's it.